Hey guys, today we're going to talk about 8 tips that I think might be helpful to stop buying shit. 8 tips. 8. Nope. 8 tips. So I wrote down 8 tips that I think are going to be helpful after researching and looking into no buys that other people have done. Things that kind of resonated with me and made me feel like they were speaking to me. Please do not be fooled and think that I do any of these tips. I do not. This is what I want to do. I am not an example. I am the poster child for what not to do. Now that that's clear, let's get into the tips. So my number one is understanding your why, like why you want to minimize and why you want to stop buying crap. Whether it's because you want to have less things to take care of, to organize, clean, put away, or if it's about money and you want to save money and you want to stop mindlessly spending, or if it's about, having enough space in your home. Whatever it is, that's a good thing to keep in mind. So when you feel the need to shop, you can remind yourself, oh, if I buy this item, it's not going to be productive towards my goal of minimizing my items so I can have more room in my house. Or if I buy this item, it's not going to help me save the money that I need to be saving for this vacation, or whatever it is that your why is. So I think it's important to understand our why to kind of keep us in check throughout the year. For me, it is the organizing and having to take care of an item. With ADHD, like I'm already messy, I'm already disorganized, and the more things that I have, the more I have to keep up with, and I don't want to. I want to make things as easy for myself as possible so I can have a more productive life and focus more time on my kids and my husband and my family instead of taking care of my things, washing them, dusting them, cleaning them, folding them, putting them away. So number 2 thing to address is addressing your fantasy self, who you buy clothes for. If it's the real you that lives your everyday life, or if it's this person that you want to be, aspire to be. And I think it's important to be mindful of who we actually are and what we actually do in our lives instead of living in this like fantasy land. For example, I've heard about the percentage rule, the one where if 80% of your time, for example, is spent at home, then 80% of your clothes should be loungewear that you can be comfortable in to be at home and relax in, instead of 50% of your closet being like office clothes if you never really go to an office, or 50% of your clothes being for when you go out once a month. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense. So I think it's more realistic to have a closet that accommodates to your actual everyday life, not your fantasy self and not who you want to be. I feel like I have a lot of fantasy selves. I'm like active sometimes, I'm like outdoorsy sometimes. I think I am, I'm not that much. Sometimes I think I'm like little Miss Fashionista and like I want to be cool and keep up with the trends, which is dumb. And then sometimes I think I'm like a señora and I'm already like old school and I want to dress like a middle-aged lady, like fancy, and that's also not really me. And then sometimes I want to be cool. I want to be like edgy and cool and like have cool sneakers, and it's like none of those are like my real self. Maybe I'm a little combination of all of that. I think like trying to wear these costumes is like keeping my closet be like too spread out, because now if I have these like really athletic sneakers, they're not gonna go with my señora outfit. So it's like too many genres, too many themes going on in my closet that I'm not able to cohesively make outfits unless they almost feel like a costume. So I'm gonna go full señora, or full young person, or full cool person, or full office person. Like they're not cohesive, and I kind of want to find the middle ground in all of those. Number 3 was one that I heard somebody mention. I can't remember anymore who I heard this mention, but it's relying on the newness of things to feel fashionable or feel good, which means like you put on the top and you enjoy it because it's new, not because you love it. And whenever you feel like your closet is stagnant and you don't come up with outfits, instead of finding ways to be creative and put an outfit together, you go out and buy something new so you can be excited, and now you feel really nice because you're wearing this nice new shirt. But you could just find new ways to wear your clothes, find new ways to have an outfit, and actually be creative instead of just relying on something being new to be interesting. Just because something is new does not mean it's nicer than the items you already do have. And that also kind of ties in with knowing your personal style, kind of ties in with all of it. And if you know your personal style, what you're into, what you actually like, you don't need to be dressing that fantasy self, and you don't need to be buying new items to dress and enjoy your clothes because you know what you like, you know what works for you, and that's what you want to wear, and you're going to probably be excited to wear those pieces because it's literally your personal style. Number 4 is a big one for me. It's a scarcity mindset. I definitely have a scarcity mindset. I grew up really, really poor. I actually never had access to any new clothes my entire childhood. I remember buying one outfit that was new, and I'll always remember because that was a huge deal. There was an event going on in my family, and we were at the pulga, the swap meet, and somebody bought me, I don't know if it was $10 or $15, they bought me this little cheapy outfit, and I loved it. I wore it till it ripped and got stains, until it like barely didn't fit me anymore. But that was the only new item of clothes that I got. So now that I have access to all these things, I feel like I want all these things. I feel like I'm sort of like borderline hoarding all these things just because I never had them before. And I feel like I need to get all these things. I need to gather all these things because what if I go back to being poor, and what if I don't have access to these items again? Which is not my reality. It's not going to happen. So I do really need to get out of that, and I need to stop hoarding. Number 5 is about, setting boundaries with yourself and really having the discipline to respect your own boundaries and not making a decision in the moment that's going to affect the future you. And it's like more like, I'm going to buy this thing and then future me can worry about paying it, like when you buy with the credit card, and that's a future me problem. And then being in the future and be like, why the hell did I make that purchase? I still have that item sitting in my closet brand new with tags while I've been paying interest on my credit card. That's really sad. That's lacking boundaries with yourself. And I do want to work on those boundaries with myself, to respect myself enough to respect my rules and what I want so I can work towards my goals. Number 7 is remembering that styles come and go, that things are not as important as they may seem at the moment. Like, for example, I purchased a dress back in like a few months ago, and I kept it in my closet because I didn't find the occasion to wear it. I literally almost never wear dresses, and I was obsessed with finding a white dress, just like a plain white dress. I thought, it's a plain white dress, I can wear it with anything, I can wear it in multiple ways, and it's kind of like a long-term thing. But I bought one with puffy sleeves because it seemed very basic and cute, but I tried it on again recently and the puffy sleeves just don't go. I'm already kind of top heavy and it doesn't work well for me, and I realized that the puffy sleeves were just a trend, and I bought into it without thinking I was buying into it. I thought it was like a classic piece, and I did end up returning it. But just if you acknowledge that you are going to like different things in the future, then you actually don't need to accumulate a lot of things of the same thing, because in 3 years you might have a completely different closet and a completely different taste. Number 7 is recognizing when we're being influenced. This one's a hard one to admit. You don't want to admit that you fall for it, that you are influenced by your favorite influencers. It's the ones we love, it's the ones we actually like that can really get us to buy things. Maybe this is embarrassing, I don't know, but for me, it's Kathleen Lights. Like, I love her, she's adorable, she's funny. I want to support her all the time, because she's been like this little light of joy whenever I was bored or sad to watch her videos, and she's entertaining and she's funny. But she influences me to purchase things, whether it's items that she created or things that she really likes. And I'm going to unsubscribe for a little bit, just because I've noticed that she has the power to influence me. That's just the reality. Another one is Jaclyn Hill. Just because the stuff she recommends is good, I like it, I enjoy it, but that doesn't mean that I needed it. Number 8 is when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's corporations, it's companies that are making you buy these things. They target you in ads, they target you with influencers, they target you to take your money, and we're falling for it. We are buying into it. We are doing what they want. The commercials that tell us that we're not good enough unless we have this item, the commercials that sell us this idea of this life that we might want, we fall for it, and I don't want to be manipulated by corporations to buy the things that they tell me that I need to be the person that I want to be. I want to work on being that person without their things, because I don't need their things. So yeah, I really want to work on not being manipulated and not being told what I need to do in order to have the life that I want. I I think I feel kind of passionate about that one because fuck capitalism. Anyway, so those are my 8 tips. I hope one of those at least make you guys think about something new. But eventually, I think we should do like some shadow work on why we want to shop and why we want to accumulate things and why we waste our time on that. We'll get there though. We have a whole year. Can you please take this? That's me talking to my assistant. Just kidding. It's just a desk there.